Never again did there rise a Navi like Moshe, a prophet who spoke face to face with Hashem for all of the miracles that Hashem sent him to display in Mitzrayim and for all of his might and awesome power that Moshe displayed before all of Israel. That is the parting message, the eulogy given to our great leader, the greatest man to ever walk this earth, the greatest Jewish leader, the greatest prophet, the Raya Nemon, the truthful and trusted shepherd, Moshe Rabbeinu. This week on the Torah Podcast, we're going to discuss two novel insights that Moshe Rabbeinu taught us throughout his life. Focusing on the end of the Torah, Parshas V'zayis Haberachah, which we'll read this coming week. This way, we will have one Dvar Torah. Please help us, Hashem, on every single Parsha of this past cycle. Moshe Rabbeinu, the Jewish leader par excellence. We are all leaders in our own capacity and at our own times in our own places. People follow other people. It's the way that we're wired. We follow our rabbis. We follow our Roshei Yeshivas. We follow our parents. We are all leaders because people follow. Some of us even hold leadership roles throughout our community, and therefore it's important to zoom in on two characteristics that Moshe Rabbeinu exemplified in leadership. Parshas tells us that Moshe Rabbeinu's funeral had Bnei Yisrael show up. The Jews showed up to Moshe's funeral, as you would expect. However, the pasuk left out the word kol b'nei Yisrael, which is interesting because by Aaron HaKohen's funeral, Rashi points out, the pasuk said kol b'nei Yisrael, all of the Jews. Rashi points out that not all of the Jews, believe it or not, showed up to Moshe Rabbeinu's levaya. That is because the Maharal Diskin points out that a great Jewish leader often has to stand up for the honor of Hashem, for the honor of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's not always the popular side. In fact, continues Maharal Diskin, from Moshe Rabbeinu we see the greatest Jewish leader did have people that were not his biggest fans. Moshe Rabbeinu always took the approach of emes. Moshe Rabbeinu always took the side of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that doesn't always help your popularity rate. Continues Maharal Diskin, that if a Jewish leader's popularity rate is sky high, then we must go back and check if we're really doing it right. A wise man once said that if you have no enemies, then you've probably never stood up for anything in your life. By Aaron HaKohen, Kol B'nei Yisrael showed up because Aaron was constantly making peace between husband and wife, and parents and kids, and man and his fellow, and Moshe Rabbeinu being the leader in the role that he played. It says B'nei Yisrael without the word kol. Point number two that we see from Moshe Rabbeinu is the last pasuk of the Torah. Ulachol hayod hachazaka ulachol hamora hagadol asher asa Moshe le'enei kol Yisrael. Those last words, le'enei kol Yisrael, in front of the eyes of the Jews, Rashi tells us that's when he decided to smash the luchos. He came down from the mountain. He had snatched the luchos, the Medrash tells us, from up on high, brought them down for his people. And in the Ten Commandments, it says, don't serve other idols, don't serve other gods. And here it is, Klal Yisrael serving other gods, takes Moshe Rabbeinu and smashes the luchos on the floor. Chazal teach us that it would have been the greatest legacy for a Jewish leader to be the one who gave the Torah to the Jews. But Moshe Rabbeinu selected what was right, what was proper, what was best for his flock, for his nation. Moshe Rabbeinu could have gone down. His legacy could have been that he was the prophet that gave Klal Yisrael, the Jews, the Ten Commandments, the Torah. But yet, what was right, what was supposed to be done, is the choice that he made, and not just to go down for his own legacy. While not a chiddush for Moshe Rabbeinu, Chazal tell us that the job of a Jewish leader, the job of a rabbi, the job of someone who is in charge, is to be as selfless as possible. In a similar vein, Rabbi Chaim Brisker says that the reason that a rabbi takes a salary from the congregation, that's not because he's supposed to answer halachic inquiries and speak publicly at certain occasions. No, there are different Torah scholars who may be able to answer the halachic questions, other rabbis who could speak. Why is this one rabbi selected? That is because he's supposed to take that money and do with it the private chesed that the community needs. The main point that a rabbi takes a salary, says Reb Chaim Brisker, is for the rabbi's discretionary fund. So he can be completely and totally selfless to be able to lead Klal Yisrael and lead his community in the most selfless way possible. These two ideas of Jewish leadership. Number one, to make the right choice, to stand up for God's honor, even if it's unpopular. And number two, to act as selfless, as pro the community and placing our own personal interests on the side, are two valuable lessons for anybody in any Jewish leadership role. Chazak, chazak, v'nis chazek, a good yontif, and Amir Hashem, we'll see you again for Shabbos and Parshas Bereshis.